The first reading talks about the slavery of the Israelites in Egypt and how God listens to their suffering and wants to make them free. So today, I wanted to talk about slavery. And there are different types of slavery. Sometimes people are enslaved by force. But there's a different type of slavery that is even more dangerous. You know what I call that type of slavery? The happy slavery. The slaves that are happy. And the tyrants that make slaves happy always have the same strategies to make slaves happy. The Pharaoh was one of those tyrants that made slaves happy. And I'll give you some examples of how tyrants make slaves happy, and in that way, they enslave them in the most dangerous way. The first one is they offer them all type of vices, and they make vices legal and available. Today, in many countries of the world, we can see how people are being tyrannized with vices. For example, nowadays, many countries are fighting to make drugs legal so that people can be tyrannized by their addictions. Most countries make addicting things like pornography legal so that their citizens can be happy slaves. A lot of countries make all sorts of gambling possibilities legal. You know why? Because when you have people who are addicted, when you have servants that are addicted, the only thing they want to do is they want to fulfill their addictions. So the first strategy of a tyrant is to make all vices available. The second strategy is to make people feel entertained. Maybe you've heard what the Romans did. Panem et circenses. In English, bread and circuses. What was the strategy? Make people be entertained all the time. And nowadays, we have immense options for entertainment in our cell phone. And we have sports events all the time, and we have concerts all the time, and we have all sorts of events in such a manner that if we want to seek for entertainment, probably nowadays our options for entertainment are unlimited. So first strategy is make all vices available. Second strategy is keep people entertained. The third strategy is give subsidies for all the people. Subsidize everything. And I'm not making political commentary because I'm not a political person and I don't have political knowledge. I'm just saying one of the typical strategies is subsidize everything. Give the people what they want. And in that way, the government makes a transaction of bribery. I give you all what you want, and you don't say anything against me, and you vote for me. So, what is the most dangerous way of slavery? Making slaves happy. And in many ways, this type of slavery is what we're suffering nowadays, and it's not very different from what the Israelites had to suffer. But what is our response to that type of slavery? Is there a response? Of course there is. What is a response? Turning to God, who presents himself as I am who am. So, how can we find freedom from those slaveries that we feel tempted, all of us, we feel tempted to choose those slaveries. At least certainly I feel tempted. I think that the right answer is remember who you worship. God made the Israelites free from slavery so that they could go to the desert and worship to the only God. In the same way, I think that if we offer right worship, if we know who do we place in the first spot in our lives, although we're not going to be completely free from all sort of slavery, certainly this will make us stronger against the temptation of slavery. So let us pray today in this Mass that God can grant us the true freedom from slavery, especially from the temptations of a happy slavery that the culture and the society offers all of us today.